How do I decide what I really want? This is my input on it. It's a difficult choice, but here we go. What's up, team? It's Sherman here from Geek Psychology. This video is a response that I'm giving to a question I got from an ISTJ. And it equates to everybody. It fits everybody because this is such a difficult thing. Like when you have two choices and one you know is going to bring you success. Like if you're talking about work or your life path, your career, right? You have one choice that's like, I could make a lot of money with this. I could be financially secure. And especially as an ISTJ, that's probably something that you really want, right? You want that stability and you want to have your plan set out. But there's also that little voice inside you that's like, hey, that's not going to fulfill you. That's not going to give you that joy inside. It's not going to make you sing like a little cricket on your shoulder. And so I want to talk about my approach to this. This is my thoughts on it, okay? I'm going to bring out 3 different models that you can use to go through and weigh these choices and get more clarity on them, okay? And this is coming from an introverted feeler. So I spend a lot of time going into myself, my values, trying to understand how does this choice really resonate with my identity, with who I am. And it takes a long time. But I figured that this is essentially my process, my way of doing it. It's not always this clear cut, but this is something that I tried to clarify a bit so that I could, bring some clarity to this video. So the first part of this is log, L-O-G. This is something I got from Index Card RPG, which is a system to, play an RPG game. But this is how he recommended creating quests for your parties, like one-shots and just, general quests. And it's LOG. So you need the location, the obstacle, and the goal. It doesn't all necessarily come in that order, but you can go through it and you can first understand L, location. Where are you? Where are you in life? Like, who are you right now? How satisfied are you in things like career, family, hobbies, those basic things that make up your daily life and your fulfillment, spirituality, and hobbies, friendship, relationships, career, your plan for the future. How are you on all of those? Do they all feel stable? Are there some areas that need some more attention? Some areas that are like, if you were to rate it like between 1 and a 10, some that are like a 1, not too great, and others that are like a 7 and you're killing it, you're doing really well, and it's something that you really like, you're happy with where you are there. Go through your life and assess those different parts. That's your location. That's where you are right now, right? Then skip the obstacle, although it's something that's very important, but skip the obstacle, go to the goal, and think, where do you want to be? What if your life was perfect right now? What if you had this like magic wand and you could wave it and everything is just perfect how it is? Go into your mind, go into yourself. I know it's going to seem a little weird, but ask yourself that and really look at it, right? Really assess it. What changed? Where are you? What are you doing? And when you look at what changed from your location to your goal in those 2 different visions of yourself, you can see the things that need more work and need more attention. And it could be you don't feel fulfilled. It could be you're working too hard and you're just exhausted. It could be you need more money. You need more discipline. You need to challenge yourself and get yourself out and do things and secure your spot in the world. It could be a lot of things, right? This is up to you. This is for you to go through and you to decide. I can't tell you that, right? And then go back to O, the obstacle, and think, what is stopping you from getting from that location to the goal? Now, maybe you already know this. If you've spent time and you have like 200 pages of information on who you are and you've been really digging into cognitive functions, other personality models, and yourself, and you really know, then you can probably find the obstacles that are in the way, right? I don't feel motivated to do this. I'm afraid of stepping out into this. I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to be vulnerable, whatever it is. Make notes of those things and try to see them all like on the same paper and look at them and feel out. This is how I go through it. Feel out where the pain points are. So you're slowly going to naturally work towards fixing those things. If it's on your radar, you're going to work towards fixing it. If you're overweight and you buy a scale, this is something that I did, and you step on that scale every day, you're going to start losing weight because you're putting more attention to it. And where attention goes, energy flows. So you're going to slowly start fixing that issue, right? And this is something that, as a TJ, you might already know. Or whatever your type is, this is something that you should know. It's something that took me a long time to understand. And that setting up ways to measure your progress or, whichever way it's going or your regress is important because that helps you figure out where you are and what's in the way and get to your goal. Another approach to this, another model you can look at is the positives and negatives. Just get that big list. Like, I want to be super successful and do this job, or I want to, be fulfilled and happy and do this job. And list all the positives, all the negatives that you can, and really go through like as much as you can, like 20, 25, 50 even. Just go until you absolutely cannot think of anymore. And then stop, take a break, and do it more, right? Go back to it. List those out. It's really important. List anything that you can think of. Don't censor it. Don't try to control it, right? Just boom, write it down. And then go back, group it into different pieces, group it into its categories, weigh it, put some weight into it. Like, is this really that important? Is this something that I value? Is this something that my experiences in life have taught me that I need to pay attention to and that's going to shape who I am? Go through it. I once again, I can't tell you exactly how that's going to work out for you, but all I can do is tell you just to go through, weigh it, really spend some time figuring it out. I've done it so many times with my life choices. Like, oh, I got to do this. I'm going to go to Japan, but I don't want to because I'm afraid. And really, do I know anything about Japan? No, I don't. So I go through, I went through that list. I went through it in my mind, on paper, again and again and again, until I had some more clarity on it. And then you can count them up if you want an actual measurement for it. Or you can probably just look at it and see the weight of it. And another thing you can do, the last one here, is something you need to do, and that's an ecology check. So look at if you're going to be an equity investor and you're going to be a video game professional, right? Go through it and think into the future. This is related to your goal from the first model that I talked about, but go into your future and look at all the benefits and all the drawbacks. Like, actually, all of them. Don't just imagine the good things happening, right? Don't just think about like, oh, I'm going to be so happy and, playing games all the time, or I'm going to be rich as a very rich person. I'm not going to swear. And go through it and really pick it apart. Like, how is this going to affect my relationship? How is this going to affect my family, where I live, what I'm doing? And within that, you might be able to find some things that you can grasp onto to make you more aware of their value. Does that make sense? Like, this is going to provide for my family and give them the future that I could never have. Maybe that's enough to fulfill you and fill you up and make you actually cherish this decision and this choice, even if it wasn't something that you originally planned on, right? If you go through it and like, this is something that's going to help me, it's going to help my family, it's going to help the bigger picture, maybe that's enough to actually make you feel good. And then you can do the other thing as a hobby, if you have time. If that's, if you're going to be a really busy person, I don't know how it's going to work out, but you don't want to kill yourself in the process, right? You don't want to exhaust yourself completely and have nothing to live for or feel like, you're struggling every day. So you do have to weigh it out. And I know a lot of people, like the high achievers, get to the top of their game, get to the top of whatever it is, and then they just feel empty inside. And nobody wants that. Nobody wants to wake up just unmotivated to live their life. That's awful, right? So you got to go through both sides, both decisions, the positives and the negatives, and really sift through it, really feel it out, take notes of it, and think like, once again, what is going to emerge out of this decision? It's not all good things. It can't be. It's not all bad things either, right? There's going to be some good stuff in it. If there wasn't, then you probably wouldn't even be considering making this choice. So those are my 3 models, 3 different approaches to making really important decisions, to understand like, what's my life path? How do I know which way to go? And how do I make these important choices? So I hope it was helpful. It's helped me. These are 3 models that I do use a lot when I'm trying to make decisions. A lot of the time it's become not as conscious anymore, but it's an approach that I've been through so many times. So please go through it. Do it yourself. Pick some things, weigh it out, and go through LOG. I love that model. Just, go through it. Like, where am I now? Where do I want to go? And what's in the way? How do I get there? And also weigh out, like list weigh out the benefits and the drawbacks of whatever it is. And then last, do that ecology check to make sure that the whole system is functioning properly. And the things that emerge that are not good, make sure it's something that you can handle. Make sure it's something that you're prepared for. All right, team. So I hope this video was helpful. Good luck, have fun. Peace.